What's up, guys, and welcome to the second week update of my Japanese study. Now, this week I actually ended up not studying quite as much, and there's a couple of reasons for that. Well, technically, I guess almost technically I did, but I did not in a manner of actual study. I did a lot of listening this week, and so that helped a lot, but I didn't count any kind of listening as actual work. Like, I did stuff with, I watched some wrestling, and I watched a bunch of YouTube videos, so I'm not sure if I would fully count that or not, but I know that some people would and some people wouldn't, so I'm leaving that out, and we're gonna go from there. So I've got the totals right here, and what I did this week was I did Lingo Deer. As you know, that is the main focus that I have for Japanese or Japanese learning, and I spent 4 hours and 38 minutes on that. That was a little bit lower. Saturday I went to a wrestling show, meaning yesterday, and then today, actually I've been super sick today. I feel better, a little bit better now, but I don't know if I ate something wrong, or maybe it's like a form of food poisoning, I don't know, but it is not very cool. So today I've not really done anything, but 4 hours and 38 minutes of Lingo Deer. I'm still really loving it. I think that it teaches vocabulary way better than Duolingo does. I haven't used Duolingo at all this week, actually. But from the repetition and from where it's introduced in a manner that is understandable, it kind of helps me retain that. Memrise I used for 1 hour and 55 minutes. I'm really trying to drive this in because from where the words are so foreign, no pun intended, I guess, it is hard for me to get a grasp on some of them. Like, there are some words that some of them I get right off for no reason. Like the word for carrot, which is ninjin. I don't know why, I just understand that. But then like the word for like corn, for example, I have to think about it. Like I can see the kanji, or not the kanji, the hiragana in my head, and I know it's like, actually I can't think of it. I really struggle with that. I don't know why. And then there's other ones that I struggle with as well, like verb-wise. So I am struggling a little bit with vocabulary, but there's a lot of stuff that I pick up that I don't know why I pick up, if that makes any sense. So, but I guess that kind of comes with the territory of learning. So, but I do memorize quite often, or try to. 1 hour and 55 minutes may not seem a lot, but it's just flashcards, and I try to do that because I need to get these vocabulary words down. Strangely, I'm not really struggling with like the aspects of like properties as to where something is in relation. Like for example, all right, like my camera is on the table, so like on the table would be tsukue, which is table, and then no, which links the two, and then ue, which is on top of. I don't struggle with that, which would be like tsukue ue, tsukue chita, which is underneath, or tsukue tonari, which is like beside, like, or next to. Like, I don't struggle with those. I don't know. It's weird how your brain can get some things and can't get others. It's really weird. Kana Drill, which is an app I use on my phone specifically for hiragana and katakana practice, I used for 45 minutes. I try to hit at least 5 minutes a day, or maybe 10 sometimes, just to refresh stuff in case I don't see those characters that day, and mainly for katakana because I don't use it as much. I use hiragana regularly. As I said in the last video, I can almost read hiragana as quick as I can read English. I may not know what it says, but I can read hiragana pretty fast. And so katakana I'm working on. That app is kind of self-explanatory. Italki, I only had one lesson this week, just due to some scheduling issues, and then I'm going to try to take some lessons, obviously a couple lessons this week, but that lesson actually did go on for about 1 hour and a half. He didn't have a lesson after, and so we kind of just sat and talked for a little bit after that. So I had 1 hour and a half of that. Really awesome, and I love the teacher that I have. He's really good dude, very helpful. And actually, it's funny because we were talking about mnemonics, and I was struggling with the word for this morning, which is kesa. And he said, isn't there a, he said, doesn't Kesha have a song about waking up in the morning or something? And I remember because that song was so huge for a long period of time. And for whatever reason that stuck. And it's not Kesha, it's Kesa. But it made a connection, man, and so I finally remember that. So that is pretty awesome. The other thing I did was a thing called, it's literally, the app is called Japanese, and I actually deleted the app. I used it for 10 minutes, and I got to the point, it's for Kanji Study, and so I learned like the kanji characters for each Nissan, which I think most people know, and Yon, and then I'll learn the kanji for G, which is the time marker, so like, what time is it right now? 7 o'clock, so it would be Nanaji, actually technically it's 7:57, so it would be like Nanaji, Goju Nana Pun. So it's 7:57, and there's other ways of going about telling time. A lot of times they'll use 24 hours a clock, but you can use Gogo, which would be the representation of PM, or goes in for AM. So technically I could just, really and truly, with it almost being 8 o'clock, I could say, Ima Gogo, Hachiji des. So whatever, struggling obviously, but that's part of the process. So other than that, the kanji study I used for 10 minutes, the one that I was telling you about, the Japanese, where I learned the kanji, and then it got to a thing, I finished lesson 1, I finished lesson 2, and it was like, boom, purchase for like how many ever dollars, and I was like, no, because I don't want to dump any money, and I'm not opposed to spending money, but I want to make sure it's going to be like a fully inclusive kanji study before I would dump money into that. So if you add all that time up, that puts me at 8 hours and 58 minutes for the week, which with not really being able to study Saturday and not studying today because I've been sick, I'm pretty happy with that. It's over the hour a day that I want. Honestly, I'd love to get to about 2 hours a day because you're looking at several hundred hours to learn this, but I'm pretty happy with that. So last week, 10 hours and 4 minutes. This week, 8 hours and 58 minutes, which has me at 19 hours and 2 minutes in 2 weeks worth of study of Japanese. So I can definitely feel that I'm getting stronger in it as far as like reading and kind of interpreting and understanding. And actually the grammar is hard, but man, it's not as bad as what people make it out to be. You just kind of have to speak like Yoda, if that makes sense. Like, for example, there is an apple in the refrigerator, right? You would say reizoko no naka, which is in the refrigerator, and then ni, which is the particle, and then ringo ga, which is apple particle, and then arimasu, which is kind of giving existence to an inanimate object. So you're literally saying, in the fridge, apple, there is. And I don't know, man. Obviously, with the more complexity of sentences coming along, I know that it'll get tougher, but it's not bad. I'm adapting pretty well, and I know it's going to get tough, and I say that, and I'm sure this coming week I'll probably encounter something that just blows my mind. But overall, I'm pretty satisfied. So that's what's happening for week 2. Week 3, my goal, I'm at 19 hours and 2 minutes. Since I'd love to hit about 10 hours, my goal for next week, I would love to be at least 30 hours total. Not 30 hours in the week, obviously, but 30 hours total of learning, because I'd like to close out the month on at least 40 hours, which would be 10 hours a week, which would be, I would be solid with that. And then at 10 hours a week, just pulling the calculator out here, let's see what that adds for the year, because, you know, I'm not looking to be fully good within, you know, 40 times 12, be 480 hours, which would mean I should be at least to an above or an advanced beginner to lower intermediate stage, surely. So that is my goals. I'm going to stop rambling because this is a long video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll have more videos this week on some different things with Japanese or whatever. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video. Matane.